Hi, welcome to Bookie. Today we will unlock the book Half the Sky, Turning Oppression into Opportunity for Women Worldwide. Rape, domestic violence, and gender discrimination are things that women encounter on a daily basis, but that we only occasionally read about in newspapers. But you may not know that the reality is far more horrific than what we read. In some developing countries, it has become a long-established social custom for women to suffer from abuse. Not only do they suffer from physical and mental trauma, but may also lose their lives. Statistics show that girls killed worldwide in the past 5 decades totaled more than the number of men who were killed in wars throughout the 20th century, and this is simply because of their gender. The book we will unlock today presents us with these tragic stories one by one, recounting the bitter suffering of sexual trafficking, honor killings, and mass rape. The author hopes to raise awareness through these stories. At the same time, we can see that as people's awareness of these issues increases, so does their efforts to save these women. Bill Gates once said, "This is a must-read book for the citizens of the earth." Khaled Hosseini, author of The Kite Runner, also said, "This is a book casting a determined gaze over the fundamental morality issue of our time." It is an exciting reading experience beyond your expectations. The book also earned rave reviews from both The Washington Post and The New York Times. The authors of this book are the Pulitzer Prize winners, Nicholas D. Kristof and Sheryl Wudunn. They are a journalist couple with extensive joint reporting experience. The book Half the Sky is named as a New York Times bestseller, and has been regarded as a famous humanistic work in the United States for nearly a decade. To write this book, the authors spent 20 years traveling around countries in Asia, Africa, and Latin America, and faced numerous dangerous situations to obtain the material and data, which shows the brutal reality of the world. We will learn about women's living conditions in underdeveloped areas through various instances of individual suffering. These women lived in hell. Some of them gave in to despair and indulgence, some however chose to rise up and fight back. Some of these women managed to escape by themselves. Others were rescued by social rescue organizations, and through difficult struggles were able to find hope and rebirth. These stories are all tales of gender inequality. If gender inequality continues, our world is doomed. Equality demands the awakening and dedication of each one of us, which the authors of this book hope to inspire in the readers. So, let's begin. The following 3 parts will guide us through the book. Part 1: The Persecution of Modern Women. Part 2: The Social Enterprises that can change women's destiny. Part 3: Devoting personal strength to help women. Now, let's get ready to unmask this new era of the 21st century. It's time to take a closer look at our world and what's happening in it. Amartya Sen, a Nobel Prize-winning economist, wrote in a classic essay in 1990 in the New York Review of Books that more than 100 million women are missing. Where were these 100 million people? Most of these missing women were secretly sold by traffickers to various dark corners of the world, and were forced into the sex trade. Sri Rath was a 15-year-old Cambodian teenager, whose family had run out of money, so she decided to go work in Thailand with 4 other girls. The girls could never have predicted that once they stepped on Thailand's soil, the job agent would hand them over to gangsters who'd take them to Kuala Lumpur, the capital of Malaysia, and lock them in a brothel. Once, after fully realizing her situation, Rath decided that she would rather die than submit to her captors. This annoyed the customer who had paid for fun. The boss got angry, punched and kicked her in the face, and then took turns raping her with his gangster customers. From then on, Rath never dared to resist. She was forced to smile at all the customers. If she was slightly disobedient, she would receive a beating immediately. Girls in brothels are usually not allowed to wear clothes, so it's not easy to run away or hide tips. She worked around the clock 15 hours a day, but never received a penny, and was often harshly beaten. Finally, one day, Rath risked her life and escaped.